it's kind of become a tradition on this program where right around this time of year, we have Lavonte David on the program. He is now entering year 14 in the NFL. And each time he comes on, he stays with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, keeps playing football, keeps balling out, wins the division or the Super Bowl or both. That's what happens. And look who's back here on the Rich Eisen Show getting set for season 14, Lavonte David. Am I wrong? Did I tell any lies here? This happens every year, it feels like. Lavonte.
Yeah. I mean, the past 3, maybe 4 years, it's been like that.
Yeah.
It's been the 1 year things, and then you guys welcome me back to talk about that process.
I appreciate it, and here we are, right?
Yeah.
Why do you keep playing, Lavonte? You're great at it, but some guys just either lose their taste for it or what it takes to play at the level that you play. It's just not what you're into anymore. Why do you keep doing it?
I believe this past year was one of the most serious I've been about. Making the decision on whether to play again or not, or to retire. And just a lot of different factors, added up to me coming back. Obviously, the Bucs really wanted me back, and they was able to, give me my time to be able to, think about what I want to do, whether I want to come back or retire. And, all the pieces lined up for me to come back, man. So I was like, why not? I still feel great. I still love the game of football. That's the thing about me, man. I'm a fan of football. I love watching the game even when I'm not playing it. And I think that love for it is still there. And and the main thing is, Tampa Bay organization, they welcomed me back. They wanted me back, so that made me feel even better about my decision.
Yeah, and they keep the band together. I mean, Jason Light has done this now multiple off seasons in a row, multiple new league years in a row, keeping the band together. And it's now this time around. Last year it was Evans. This time around it's Godwin saying yes. Like he's sticking around. So what do you think works there in Tampa?
I just think the transparency between the organization and the players is really good. I've been blessed enough to be at this organization my whole career, so I don't know what happens at other organizations, but from what I hear, it's not like that. So for the organizations to still want their core guys to still be around, and for us, as players to kind of like see that they want us around, we do whatever it takes to, try to keep everybody together. That's just the relationships we build with the locker room and with the players. I mean, with the organization, you want to keep that intact. You know what I'm saying? It's a culture thing, and we're shifting it. And you want to keep those core guys there, kind of like, let it lead off to the younger guys, and then when the younger guys see that, they'll want to be in that same position one day too. So that just gives them more fire and more momentum to continue to play for this organization.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you go so far back with this organization that on your draft, you got a call from Greg Schiano welcoming you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Was that the coach at the time?
Yes, it was Greg Schiano, the head coach at the time.
Man.
And Mark Dominic was the GM.
He was the GM, and now look. Now it's years later, and you got a ring. You got all, and the cannons are still firing, and all of that.
Yeah.
How much does somebody like Baker doing what he's doing and having that stability and success at the quarterback position factor in your thinking about wanting to do it again because you think you got a chance to win, Lavonte?
Yeah, that's real big too. Baker reached out to me as well. Over the offseason, he knew I was contemplating retirement or coming back, and he reached out and said, he'd love to do it again with me another time. And the way the season ended last year, we weren't happy about it. We felt like we could go further than what we went. So why not do it again? Baker is a true leader, man. Just love the way he plays the game. Love the way he carries himself, off the field. And everybody in the locker room love him. We wanted him to be a part of our team, and he's taking over. He's doing great. Made the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row, and he's just going to keep doing this, keep on excelling. And he wanted the guys around him, like me, Chris, Mike, Vita Vea, a lot of the guys that he's comfortable with. He wants us to continue to be around him and hopefully get a Super Bowl with him.
So he called you during your process?
Yeah, text message.
A text message.
Text,
Okay.
Yeah.
So your process, was it one of your famous darkness retreats, Lavonte, to make this? Is that what you did?
Nah.
No?
I ain't ghost nobody and nothing like that. Everybody can get a hold of me. Everybody know how to reach you.
Okay. Okay.
But they just know that I just need a little time to myself.
So what is that, in all seriousness, what does that entail? I mean, for somebody who's now, I mean, again, year 14, that is no joke. That is significant. And obviously you're in your mid-30s now. So what does this entail? You're being left alone to think about it. What does that mean?
Yeah, obviously, when you get a little older, those hits feel a lot different going into the off season.
Right.
Your body feels a lot different going to the off season. So I just wanted to see where my body was, how I felt, at a certain point in the off season, and then just giving myself time and giving myself space, getting my mind off football to see if I'd be okay without it, and just being around my family, just being with my daughter, hanging out with my daughter, having fun with her, and just chilling, talking to my siblings and friends and stuff like that, and just kind of like picking their brain and stuff like that on, what I should do or whatnot. Just having those people around me who, gives me the support, whether I continue to play or not, was kind of like a key thing for me. And for me, man, like I don't like to be stagnant, and I don't like to just sit around and do nothing. So it was a point where I just needed to make a decision so I could start, moving on, and playing another year was the ultimate decision. And decided to, call Jason, let him know, and we got it done.
There you go. Lavonte David here, a few minutes left with the man who's going to still be patrolling that defensive front seven for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in year 14 on the Rich Eisen Show. So you said you're a fan of the game, fan of football. So many fans fell in love with the quarterback of the team that did bounce you, Lavonte. Your front and row view of Jayden Daniels. Would you consider him the real thing? I mean, it's just 1 year in, but he's the real thing, right?
Yeah. I consider him a real thing. Even me and Jayden had a couple conversations, even outside of football. I kind of got a chance, know him a little bit. Real humble kid, man, a hard worker. A guy who's going to lead them to the promised land eventually one day. And you saw it against us, man. Against I feel like we was a veteran, smart football team, and he kind of. He did his thing. They had a game plan, and he stuck with it. He made all the correct throws against us, and he's been doing it. He was doing it all year, and all I could see is just him, keep on getting better and better. He got a year on his belt. He got his offensive coordinator back. They added a couple weapons. So I think they're going to be, even more impressive, especially him. I think he got an MVP and a Super Bowl on his belt coming soon.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and what do you consider the MVP of the Super Bowl? The Eagles, the team to beat in the NFC. Do you look at them and say that is a team that has a chance to repeat, and we need to get those guys? Is that your opinion?
I mean, of course. When you're the team who and win it all, especially coming out of the NFC, you're going to be the team to beat. Jalen Hurts, they basically brought a whole core back, so they're going to be a problem again. And, luckily, I'm going to be a little, I'm going to brag a little bit. Luckily, we've been having our way with them, so hope that continues. But, they're a great football team, man, and Jalen Hurts is leading them, the proper way, things that he's doing. And he's doing it his way. And then they got Saquon, obviously, who is kind of like a cheat code. They added him to the team, so it's definitely going to be a challenge. Every year, as long as they got those guys, and they got a great staff over there, so they always going to be at the top. Right now, and teams like us and Washington going to be trying to knock them off. So I'm sure they're not expecting nothing less.
And you saw, what the Eagles did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Everybody was saying, well, they followed your blueprint from 2020, just go hunt Mahomes, make his life a miserable night. And they were did you watch that game and think, oh, there it is. I know that game plan, Lavonte?
I did watch the game, and obviously, throughout that whole thing, I've been getting text messages, from some of my teammates, from other people who watched the game, saying, man, this looked like it when y'all played them. And me, I'm gonna say, it ain't nothing like I'm a roof laden, but it is what it is. They did okay against them or whatever it may be. But Nah, but it was fun to watch, man. For me, obviously biased. I love defenses to go out there and just dominate, man. And it was a great performance that they put on. So to go out there and see the defense get a lot of credit. Feel they should have got more credit than what they did get, but it is what it is. We always do the dirty work on defense, but they did put out a great performance.
Lavonte David here. Last one for you, sir. The owners' meeting is in just next week. It's next week. And next Tuesday and Wednesday, there's going to be a vote at the owners' meeting to ban the Tush Push from the National Football League, Lavonte David. And let's just say the Glazer family says, you know what? We need Lavonte David's opinion. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the room when the vote's up, and we're going to have Lavonte David sit at our table, and it's his choice. So congratulations. You are now having the vote for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on whether or not to ban the Tush Push. Your vote would be what, Lavonte?
Personally, man, I was a part of one of the teams to stop the Tush Push. So, I'm not against it. I'm not against, banning it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind it, I rather say.
Well, hold on a second. This is I'm looking at the rule proposal from Green Bay, and actually, we kind of had a little bit of fun with it, Lavonte, where we said we had the original copy of this rule, because the rule, according to what we're told, is for pace of play, and it's for player safety. It shouldn't be voted on. What we were having fun with it. You can put up on the screen right here, because we can't stop it. That's what we said. That was the original text of the Green Bay rule. It can't be because you stopped it. You don't have a problem keeping it. You have to vote on the merit of the play here, Lavonte. What do you say? I'm trying to give you one more shot at it, unless you say you don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I really don't mind it at all. I just feel like it's a football play. It's a football play, and when they call it, me, the competitor in me, I want to stop it. And when they call it, you already know what's going to happen. Either one or two things. They're going to do like a different look out of it, or they're going to actually run it. So you got to just put your big boy pants on and stop it, man. It's football. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna cry about it. They get the first down. If they get the first down or whatever, or I feel like it gives me another chance, stop them and get off the field. And the day, man, don't let them get in those situations where they can do it. So it is what it is.
No, and I'm with you on that front too. It's just, from my opinion, it is. Hey, you, Lavonte, can't push Vita Vea on the snap to try and shove him into where Jalen Hurts is being shoved. You can't do that on defense. So why should they allow Saquon to be able to push with his quadzillas Jalen Hurts towards you? So it's illegal for you to push Vita Vea. So maybe it should be illegal for Saquon to push Jalen. Lavonte.
Yeah, I mean that's a great argument. That's a great argument.
Okay.
Because a guy like me pushing Vita Vea, I like my chances big time with that. So.
Yep.
But it's a fair argument. There's gonna be a lot of back and forth with that. But for me personally, for my vote, I don't mind it. I don't care.
Okay. And I guess this is a follow-up to my follow-up question, and this is no disrespect to you. Can you push Vita Vea? Could you actually move him, Lavonte? Is it possible?
I think I can. I think I can. I try to wrestle with him a couple times just to test my strength with him. But
what?
Yeah.
You try to wrestle Vita Vea? What?
Yeah. I'll be trying to like test my sense, see if I still got it against him. But sometimes he humbled me. But I still like my chances.
So I was going to ask you, did you pass that test of wrestling Vita Vea? That's one way to not see year 15, Lavonte. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. I try to sneak up on him though. I don't want get him straight up while he's walking. So I try to sneak up on him.
Makes sense. Thanks for doing this. It's always great to see you.
Yeah.
It's always great to see you.
Always.
You got it.
No problem, Rich.
Appreciate you guys. Fellow Big Tenor. Although he wasn't in the Big Ten when he was back in Nebraska. But good to see you, Lavonte. Thanks for the time.
I got 1-1, one Big 12, one Big 10.
Oh,
so,
okay. There you
cool.
go. Okay, there you go. That's how long. Wait, Nebraska's been in the Big 10 that long? Wow.
Yeah. The very first year was my senior year at Nebraska.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for the time. You be well. We'll chat again as the season gets closer, if you don't mind. Let me know when you're out here in L.A.
Yes, sir. For sure. God bless. Thank you as always.
Right back at you. That's Lavonte David. Last time I saw him in person was the Brady roast, but now he's back here on the Rich Eisen Show, everybody. Lavonte David. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.